Hey guys, it's CL, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I make brand new Critical Role recaps every Monday at noon, and would be happy to have you join the party. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the Bertrand bell to be notified of future videos. Now, without further ado, let's discuss the 37th episode of Campaign 3 of Critical Role. This episode's a harder one to recap. It's all about patience and testing the grounds of the situation before them. It's kind of hard to capture everything. We rejoin Belle's house as they begin to edge inside the perimeter of Whitestone. Except, it's not the Whitestone we know and love exactly. The castle is nowhere in sight, the only familiar thing being the large, eerie sun tree, cut and non-cut ropes hanging from its branches, showing its bloody past. Belle's hells discover as they delve inside more of the town that the buildings are made of the same strange stone the trees from the previous episode were. This is a rough and very strange recreation of Laudna's former hometown. While traveling through, they realize the city's alive, and it's actively trying to stop them from progressing towards their destination of the Sun Tree. The hells happen to stumble upon the shadowy swirl of Laudna once again. Except now, she's a young girl by the name of Matilda, and she's holding a conversation with a young boy, maybe Whitestone Andy, who's trying to entice her into playing a game with him. It turns out the kid's an asshole. After Imogen reaches out to Matilda through her telekinetic connection, Matilda vanishes through a wall and the boy throws the dirt he was about to chuck in her face back to the weird shifting earth. They embark on a skill challenge led by Orem, who stands on the moving rooftops to gain a better vantage point, and Imogen reaches back out to Matilda and finds her playing with homemade dolls in a red barn that definitely does not belong in the confines of the city. After talking with her briefly, they figure out it's a trap as she vanishes, and vines begin to break through the barn and attempt to trap them within. Luckily, they're able to escape and continue their skill check trudge to the Sun Tree. But the next time we encounter Matilda, she's a young adult. Her and her parents are preparing for a big dinner at the Briarwood's castle. Imogen reaches out and tries to convince her not to go, but she sadly doesn't succeed, causing her to disappear and her parents to jump scare the crap out of me and attack the party. They do make quick work of them and finally reach the Sun Tree. As Belle's hells arrive at the foot of the massive and corroded version of the behemoth plant, a swirling purple figure appears and blocks their path to Laudna, who's being caged within the branches above. The figure turns into Delilah Briarwood herself, or at least like a weird, flurry version smoky thing. But she's there in all her nastiness. Interestingly enough, the party doesn't choose to fight her right away. Instead, they opt for a conversation, trying to potentially make a deal with the devil herself to free Laudna back to the material plane. Delilah doesn't seem to be desperate to make any deals, however, claiming that she has other options than their friend to come back into power as one of Vecna's disciples, even warning them that if they betray her, she'll rake them along the coals along with the rest of Vecna's victims. She says Laudna is the most straightforward path. That's her only importance. I don't know if I believe that, though. She seems pretty keen to keep her voice still inside her head, to have other options. The Hells, however, are able to negotiate a deal to at least see Laudna once again, to make sure she's okay and see what she might want them to do. It was a really cool first to watch Matt get up and bring Marisha to his DM seat, and briefly breathe life back into her enough to cause Imogen to go off and attack Delilah, which causes Laudna to disappear once again, and the party goes into deadly combat with the magic user. Both FCG and Orem are taken out, their life forms vanishing. The woman's abilities incredibly strong, though definitely not as powerful as her abilities on the material plane. They quickly discover that actually harming the tree does more damage to her, and begin to fire away, pun intended, with all sorts of fire magics, lightning bolts, whatever, to free Laudna. A few potions of possibility are drained, leading to the awesome moment of Delilah having to reroll an attack that was about to take out Imogen, only to have it miss and Laudna land the killing lightning bolt to split down the center of the sun tree. What did you guys think of the episode? Is Laudna finally free of Delilah's grasp? Are we about to resurrect a version of Laudna that's maybe no longer a warlock? Perhaps she'll return to how she looked before the time she spent on the sun tree. Is Delilah truly gone this time? I mean, Vox Machina wasn't able to completely take care of her. Did the Hells do the job? Or do you think she'll be able to worm her way back into Exandria by other means? During the fight, Imogen showed off a new ability called the Call of Ruidus. Is this that special feat that Matt mentioned a few weeks back? It seems to deal a decent amount of damage, but also recoil some back to Imogen. What do you think it actually does? I know Matt was calling her Laudna during the scene she was preparing for the Briarwood dinner, but was that just a force of habit? Or did something happen between her childhood and the Briarwood dinner that she adopted a different name? Tell me your theories below, because all I got is that maybe she potentially changed her name after everything happened, and it was just sort of like when she would move towns and avoid the reputation of being hunted down once again for being a creepy girl. I don't know. I'm dying for Thursday though, and I really want to know what you guys think is going to happen. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Check out my other recaps of Campaign 3 on my channel, along with my music. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Good day, my friends.
My body's a temple.